Hey, what's up guys, it's Elastic Sparty here, and in today's video we are looking at the OP KGV. Now, I just got this ship, I think this was last week sometime, and I've been really enjoying it. I did free XP the B hull. I believe I also have the range. I may not. I'm not sure what the stock range is, but I think those are the two upgrades I have. I might also have the speed, but again, that's not too important. But anyways, I really am enjoying this ship, and I really wanted to make a commentary on it, just because it's a fun ship to play, and kind of a it's that middle tier ship of like kind of like a transition ship. How like the Pensacola for like the U.S. cruiser line was kind of a transition between these light and somewhat squishy cruisers to cruisers that are still squishy, but they've got a little bit better gun penetration and just overall gun characteristics. So that's something you got with the KGV. You got something that's a little bit more like the higher tier British battleships. In the sense that you don't shoot as much AP as you would in something like the Queen Elizabeth, which is a little bit more AP reliant since it does have 15-inch guns, but you still do have some characteristics like shooting you've got good HE, and then you've also got a very good heal. Not quite a super heal yet, but you still have a pretty good heal nonetheless. Again, before we get too into this replay, I want to go over my captain perks and my upgrades. For my upgrades, I have our main armaments mod 1, then accuracy mod 2, I believe, damage control system, and then damage control system 2, I think it is. In terms of captain perks, I've got priority target, expert marksman, superintendent, and I believe concealment expert. Then after that, I think I've got a 14-pointer. I've also got fire prevention. I'm kind of testing some builds on these British battleships, and I figured fire prevention wouldn't be a bad one. I might be switching that out for AFT later when I do get to the Conqueror, for example. Just because that thing has some decent AA if you do end up speccing into it. But as of right now, I think I'm going to stick with fire prevention, see how that works out for me. So not too bad of a start. We're sitting at 12,000 already with 2 fires set. Instantly a better game than some of the other games that I had. I remember I had a Zao game where I did 100 shell hits and I only got 1 fire, and that was in a Zao. And I run Demo Expert, I run the flags, and that was my RNG for the day, which was pretty poor. But fortunately, I was not having that bad of RNG today. At this point, I'm not too scared of anything. I don't mind showing a little bit of side. But I'm just going to be sniping these guys. And since that Byron, I believe, put out 1 fire, I'm going to set another one on him and start burning him down. Again, I'm not worried about the frigate, just the fact that I know his torps will not reach me at 7.5. He would have to close the distance, and either way he's going to get spotted. I clob him for 3,700, set a fire, and make him use his damage control while the carrier is still spotting him. At this point, I'm also starting to get worried about the other destroyer, the Akatsuki. He was last spotted somewhat early in the game, but I don't know where he could be now. He could have dropped torps on me, so at this point I'm going to start moving forward. Shoot at the Omaha, hope to get him. I only get 1 shell hit, and starts to fire, but he ends up repairing that, so I'm going to have to fire a full salve. I probably should have just tried to secure the kill outright from the beginning, but I decided not to. Bit of a mistake on my part there. So Farragut's still in B. I don't have a shot on him. Waiting for my guns to reload. One of the things that the KGV does have a downside for is that rear turret angle. In order for me to get this a full broadside on this Byron, I have to show around 45, 50, almost 50 degrees to fire my back turret, and you might not think that's a lot or it's that important, but if you look at it this way, you've got 6 guns up front and 4 in the rear, and you know that's a fit. What is that? 4 out of 10 of your guns, 4 out of 10 of your firepower. You know it is a lot when you think about it, and when you're talking about RNG, which is what the KGV strives with, its good fire starting capabilities. It does take a toll on you when you are trying to shoot all of your guns and get as much RNG as possible. So yeah, just be aware of that when you are going forward. Shooting the smoke, only get 1 incapacitation. Could have aimed a little bit better, but I was not able to do so. But just something to keep in mind again. If you are going to be attacking someone or pushing a flank or whatever, do keep in mind that the turret angles are very poor in the rear, so it's best to actually probably go bow on completely, and basically when you have the opportunity to kite, do so like I am going to be doing here. Get a fire on the Congo. I wish I would have killed him outright, but apparently RNG couldn't help me out there, but I ended up killing him anyways, so it's a-okay in my book. Again, I'm going to start kiting. There's no reason for me to go balls deep into that cluster of battleships. I'm just going to kite them and let RNG do the work. So I get 2 fires set on me. That means instant repair. Even though I'm still in quite a bit of danger, a lot of their ships are turning away, and the only ship that isn't is this Nelson, and I feel more than comfortable of managing 30k HP when my damage control is down. I don't think the Nelson, it doesn't have that great of HE, so I don't think it's going to be setting that many fires. Excuse me. So another thing you want to do in the KGV, and in I guess this applies a little bit more to cruisers, since most of the battleships are more AP dependent. So this is a good cruiser tactic or a very good British battleship tactic. Once you set a fire on one battleship or a cruiser, for example, switch targets. Once you have a fire, let that sucker burn, and then switch targets to someone that doesn't have a fire on them. Now, you guys might be thinking, oh, well, that's very selfish of you, trying to farm all the damage, but it actually isn't all that selfish when you think about it this way. If I'm putting a fire on, if I have a fire on every one of my, let's say there's 3 enemy ships and I'm the only one here. Or let's just, there's three enemy ships and there's 2 enemy ships on my side. If I set a fire on every one of them, if my teammate sets 1 fire on any one of them, they're gonna DCP, which means that I can then go back to them, set another fire, my teammate can then set another fire, and those are 2 permanent fires that they have to deal with. So by distributing your fires and your targets, it actually does help you both in terms of your raw damage, but also it helps your team to get their damage in too and burn down some ships a little bit quicker. You saw there I was aiming at the Nelson, and I did get a very nice 12k salvo as well as a fire, and that's 3 consistent fires that I've been getting on him. I got 1 on him, then it ran out, and then I got another, and then it ran out, and then that is a 3rd fire, and I think he might have just DCP'd. I'm shooting at the Colorado, and I believe he's not burning, so it's still the Nelson. And I'm going to shoot at him one more time, get the reset in. Probably could be switching AP here and shooting at the Fiji, but I think he's going to smoke pretty soon. But that was, I guess, one mistake that I could have improved on. from the start. In terms of how we're doing as a team, we are doing actually very well as a team right now. We managed to capture C, and we also captured B. We're, I think, one ship down, which again isn't too bad, but considering their main force is at A and they've just now captured A, they're gonna have a hard time coming back. And then I managed to get high caliber there and put another fire on the Colorado. So again, I'm just basically what I'm doing. I'm just, excuse me, I'm just kiting, and I'm doing this because there's no reason for me to push A. We've got 2 caps, even though the KGV is on B. I don't have to worry about that too much. The Sharn Horse should be able to kill him, or at least keep him from capping so much. End up getting Witherer there on the Byron. Colorado's almost dead. I'm trying to stay in stealth so before I get my heal back. I guess not. I think I want this Colorado dead, especially now that I see that he is healing. So I think I really want to get him dead, get him out of the fight. One less pair of guns is more than enough, I guess. I think that's how the saying goes anyway. So I'm gonna wait for my full reload. My guns are turned and unleash hell on him. He's turning in. Let's see if I can't get a fire. I get 1 fire and 5k damage. That means he's gonna be burning. I hope he is going to burn down. He should burn down, given that his repair did just use his repair and his damage control. But there's no guarantees. We'll see if he dies when he comes out of the smoke. Fiji gets spotted here, and I have AP loaded because I know he's been sitting in that smoke for a while. And let's see if I can't get some nice penetrations. I remember they saying, oh, the British battleships have a shorter AP fuse to reduce the amount of overpens you get on cruisers or lightly armored targets. Yeah, no, that's not true, because as you can see right there, that Fiji is still alive. So it looks like I'm going to be holding my fire here. Looks like the Colorado's going to burn down. I get Arsonist on him, which is very, very nice. Again, Byron is still burning. I've been distributing my fires and my damage throughout all the ships and as much of the ships I can. The friendly Minsk went after the carrier, which it's not the best decision, but I guess it's points on the board for us. But the thing that he made the mistake of doing is going after a Fiji, which in any destroyer you are making a grave mistake. He did hit him with torpedoes, but he is going to be healing up, as you saw right there at the end, and the Fiji ends up killing the Minsk, probably with hydro. And so that's another target that I'm going to have to deal with. Byron on the border. I'm just going to stay bow-wind for the most part. I think am going to try and get my rear turret, and never mind. The only reason I would put my rear turret into play there is to get the kill faster, so he doesn't get any return fire. But other than that, I probably wouldn't recommend doing trying to get your back turret into play. But in that situation also, I think it was a good idea too, because any fires? Yep, 1 shell hit, 1 fire. Nice. It is good in that situation because since he is using 15-inch guns, he can actually overmatch my bow, which means that if I am bow on, he has a pretty decent chance of doing pretty good damage to me. Not necessarily a citadel, but still a 10k salvo is a 10k salvo nonetheless. So Nelson shoots at me. I damage control because I don't really have the health to do anything. I don't have any more heals, so I might as well try and save as much hit points as possible. So it looks like this Minsk is talking smack and for some reason he keeps going on and on and on. I actually looked up the stats of this guy. He's not a very good player, and he's still pretty new to the game, but I don't think he realizes that I'm more than experienced, not so much in the ship, but still I'm a very experienced captain. But again, potatoes like to potate, and sometimes they don't know exactly what they're talking about. The British battleships aren't necessarily the best at going bow on and just tanking a bunch of damage. They're not bad at it, certainly, but that could be. There are battleships that do it better, like let's say Yamato. But other than that, yeah, this guy's just gonna keep going on and on. I think I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna try and get another broadside off. Hopefully, I don't think I'm going to kill him here. Aim for the bow. Hope for another fire. I'm going down here for sure. If I had another heal, then I possibly could have lived, but you can see there he instantly, that Nelson DCPs and starts healing. That is, the Nelson does get that quote-unquote super heal, so he's going to heal up all that fire damage, which again, it's not ideal, but I didn't have much of a choice there. And of course, this guy keeps going on and on. But again, at this point I throw some stuff back at him, and yeah, that pretty much ends the game. We are going to end up losing this game. Our Shornhorse cannot take out this KGV, which was a bit surprising, but anyway, I finished the game with 203k damage, and I'm not gonna make you guys sit through the last 2 minutes, so let's move on to the screenshot. Alright guys, so looking at the post-battle results, again, like I said, we ended up losing. I died to the Nelson, who played pretty well, but I ended up getting 203k damage, 10k XP, 1800 free XP, and 427 credits, 103 shell hits with 25 fires. It's around a quarter of my shells set afire, so they're around a 25% fire chance, which is not bad. I think that I don't know what the Nelson's fire chance is off the top of my head, but I'll take that. I got fires when I needed to, but again, when you're talking about a British battleship, you expect at least one fire every single time. Team score wise, 1709 for the top XP earner on my team, which was me. The Minsk ended up doing pretty well, 1505, but again, I think he capped C, and then he also killed a carrier, so he did a good job. The rest of my team could have helped a little bit more, but I can't ask too much. Independence did decent. He was able to shoot down 27 planes. The Nelson, he did well on the enemy team, 2208, and then his buddies just below him also did quite well. Detailed report, 80k fire damage, not too bad. Definitely got a witherer from the post-battle results screen, the first one. 124k damage from HE, and then again those 3 overpens. I probably could have killed the Fiji had I done that. I don't know if I would have been able to bring this back, but I don't think so. But damage received 111k, so double my total HP. I've got 60k HP, and then I ended up taking 111. So that's it's almost double, I should say. But so a very, very close game. I was tanking a lot of damage. Speaking of tanking damage, 1.8 million fired my way. Again, not too bad for a tier 7 battleship. I think that's about average to a little bit above average. So anyway, credits and XP, got some decent amount of credits for T7, 300 grand, and then some nice some nice regular XP, as well as commander. You can see there going up quite a bit. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the commentary. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you are grinding up the battleships, British battleships that is, let me know down in the comment section down below what battleships you are you guys are at now. And if you guys need any tips, let me know what ship and what you're having trouble with or whatever. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. And anyways, guys, if you want to tune back in for more, we've got our next video is coming out Friday. So anyways, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time.